Hello, my name is Sarah. Welcome to the It's a Sarah podcast. Today is Monday, 21 of November, and this is episode 47. I love to knit, I love to crochet, and I love to talk, so that's the perfect combination for this knitting podcast. I'm coming to you from the Netherlands, so excuse my Dutchy English. You can find me as It's a Sarah everywhere, no, not everywhere, on Instagram and on Ravelry and on YouTube, of course. I make 2 episodes every Monday, one in Dutch and one in English, and I do that since a few months, since episode 20, I guess. I will tell you all about my handwerkperikelen from last week. That's the Dutch word for, I guess, my crafty adventures. I have a finished object. I have another finished object, which is also very nice. I have failed work. I have a new work in progress. I have some gifts, some yarn, and I guess that's all I want to share with you. First of all, let me thank you for all your happy birthday wishes to me. My birthday was last Tuesday, November 15th, and I got very spoiled. I don't know if that's how you say it, but that's how I feel it. I received a lot of presents. I didn't celebrate my birthday, not with my family or friends. I don't like celebrating my birthday. We celebrate the birthdays of the kids, and a few days before mine, so it was absolutely okay. And I had a whole day of knitting because it was just a school and work day for the rest of my family. So I was home alone and knitting it was. But my husband and kids had some presents for me, and I was very happy with it. So at first, one of the biggest presents was a new phone, and I'm very happy with it because my phone was quite old, and I do everything with my phone, especially filming this podcast and making photos for Instagram. And the camera was not as good as I wanted to be. So this is a better camera, and I have a new function on this camera. You can see a professional podcast setting with a bit of a dreamy background and a sharp Sarah in the front. That's what you want to see my sweater sharp, not me. I understand, but my sweater is very sharp. I just made the Dutch episode. I filmed the Dutch episode, and I noticed some trouble with transferring this episode to my laptop because my laptop didn't have the right update, and normally it goes very quickly, but today not. And I was wondering, should I do the English episode maybe old school, because that's also an option on this phone. You can also just make a video and not the filming option. But I like it. I like it when I hold my yarn and it and you can see it quite sharp, and I like the focus thing on this. So maybe I will be very frustrated this Monday night when it didn't work out as I hope. I'm checking my laptop because it is updating now and it takes forever, I guess. But we will see. Normally I transfer my Dutch episode to the laptop and then I delete it on my phone and then I film the English episode. But if I remembered correctly, I do have a lot more space on my new phone than on the old, so that shouldn't be a problem. I hope. We shall see. Okay, let's start with what I wear. At first, my headband, braided and cabled earwarmers, a free pattern from Jessika Kalwei, free on Ravelry. I'm not sure if it's still free. I got it free. I have my failed project has to do with this one. I will tell you later about it. All the links to all my projects you can find in the description box below. Since I made episodes in English, I keep up my Ravelry notes in English. I also have a Dutch blog, maybe some Dutch notes, but you can maybe use the translate button. I also Instagram Dutch is also my handle, my language, but you can also hit the translate button and you understand a little. But Instagram it's mainly about the pictures. I have the idea the light is quite sharp. I don't know. Maybe it's. I'm sorry for that. It's a gray and gloomy day, but the light is coming in from another side right now than 30 minutes ago. I'm not sure. It is what it is. If you can see my sweater, no worry. That's all what you need to see. because what I'm wearing is also my finished Kerr sweater. I love it so much. Today is the first day I wear it. And I will tell you all about. I have told about it quite a lot in the past few episodes, but I will do it again for the last time because this sweater deserves it. Let's start at the beginning. This was a test knit for Rebecca from the Crea Bea podcast, and I was watching her podcast a few weeks ago, early September, I guess. And normally I watch knitting podcasts on my laptop. But this time I was watching it on the television, big screen. Now we don't have a very big screen, but it is bigger than my laptop. And my youngest daughter, she was 12 then, now she's 13. She walked in and she saw Rebecca. Rebecca was wearing her Kerr sweater and she was telling about it. And my daughter said, "Oh, I love that sweater." And I was, "Okay, shall I make you one?" And she said, I don't know, because she's a bit worried. I made several sweaters for her and for her sister, and when they are finished, they didn't like the sweaters as much as they thought when I started knitting them. And I understand at that age, and also my age. Oh yeah, I'm 41 now. Also my age, when you are shopping and you fit a sweater, you can say, this is my size, this is my fit, I like it, or you don't, and you can put it away. When you are knitting a sweater, you don't know it. And when you are knitting yourself a lot of sweaters, every sweater you better know, I like this and I can change that, and you have your own magical numbers. I heard Andrea from Andrea Maury said that once. Your magical numbers, that's the nice length. I like the sleeve fit. I like the neckline that way. You know it after a few sweaters, but I knit a lot sweaters which aren't perfect, and I'm still a little bit searching what is my style right now. And then your style can also change. Then you know it and your style change. It's not easy. But she was a bit careful because it costs a lot of time, and I decided a while ago I only will make my daughter's sweaters or other knitwear which I can wear my own if they don't like it. So I will make sweaters in the fit I like, in the shape I like, in the colors I like, in the yarn I like, and then when they say their sizes are now quite the same as mine. My youngest daughter is a little bit smaller, but she loves oversized, and my other daughter is 16 now, and she has the same size, so that was no problem. But this sweater was a high neckline sweater, and that's not my thing. I don't like high necklines, and it isn't especially the look. Also a bit the look, but mainly the feeling. I don't like it when it's here, closed and high, and I don't like it. I don't know what it is, but I don't like it. And I like the look of high necklines and round yokes. I like it, but it's not my thing. I don't feel happy in it. So that was a problem, but I was ignoring that. I thought, I will see. I will see what I do. I will see what I do. Then I ordered yarn, and I asked my daughter, which colors would you like? And she said black and white. And I was a bit surprised. No, not surprised. I liked it, and I never have knit. I'm sorry. I have to put out my noise of the. There are emails coming in, and it's an annoying sound. I don't know if you can hear it, but ploing, ploing, ploing. I don't know why it's on. But black and white it was. But I don't want to knit it in a very soft, flubbery merino yarn or something. I want a bit rustic yarn, especially with the color work. But she didn't want itchy yarn, and I ignored that too. So I ordered yarn. I received a gift box from Edna. Edna is a Swedish company and now also has a Dutch part, a Dutch website and other stuff. And they sent me a box full of yarn to try and also a discount code. And I used that discount code to buy this yarn. And I chose this. Okay, I like this. I like this. The focus on the label. It is a non-superwash Swedish yarn and sport weight. And I ordered 4 black and 2 white, I guess. And also green, but it wasn't for this sweater. I ordered a lot. I'm an addict. I know. I'm an addict. And when my daughter felt this yarn, she said, "Oh, but this is way too itchy for me." I said, "I know, I know, but I will make it in this yarn." So I already knew before I started that the chance she would wear it was very little. So I thought I will modify the neckline so it will be a bit lower and I can wear it myself. And I replied for the test knit for size 2, but I made a mistake. I guess I didn't look good at. I thought I replied to the bust circumference. The bust circumference. I hate that word. Bust circumference. No, that's not the word, but you know what I mean. But I made a mistake between the finished bust circumference and your actual bust. Why can I say that word right? Why bust circle? Okay, I can do it. Now I want to say it right. I have to read it. A little moment. I have to see the word circumference. Circumference. Bust circumference. Bust circumference. Circumference. Doesn't feel natural. Okay, so I made a mistake between the actual bust circumference and the bust circumference of the finished object. So I could go up one size. Rebecca was okay with that, and it was a sweater with some positive ease. And I love to wear my sweaters with not so much positive ease because I'm not a jeans person. I'm a skirt and dress person, and I love my a little bit fitted sweaters. I'm a little person, so I don't. When I wear a white sweater on a white skirt, this is not okay. So I like a bit of less ease, or zero ease, or negative ease, or a little bit of positive ease. That's better for me. So I thought I can fit in that size, but it was a little bit exciting. Then I started knitted the sweater, and it is a dropped shoulder construction, top down. I never did that before, and I didn't understand it immediately, but there was a test knit group, and I on Instagram, and they shared their pictures, and then that's the way how it goes, and I liked it very much. Knitting this sweater was so much fun. There was happening a lot. It was never boring. And normally when you knit a sweater and you knit the color work, for example at the yoke, then you have that endless stockinette. And in the beginning it's nice. I want to knit stockinette, and it's nice while chatting or watching TV. And you don't have to pay attention, but after a few centimeters, it will get boring, and you have to do that whole part. And I always like to challenge myself how to make it fun, and would keep tracking my time or my rows, and make a little game of it, and that's okay. But this sweater, it never happened when I never reached that point that I thought, it's boring. I this little stockinette here, this is the only part I knit straight stockinette, and when I had the length, I thought, I'm not ready with stockinette right now. And that was a weird feeling, because I never have that. Although it was black yarn, there was happening so much, but it was not hard. It was nice. It was nice to keep your attention, and I loved it. So I knit the first part, but then I started my mystery knit along, and in between I had no time to knit on this sweater. So after a few weeks, when my mystery knit along was finished, I picked up this again, and I had no idea what I was doing, because I was doing some modifications to the neckline. My numbers weren't correct. I didn't know what I was doing, so I thought, let's start over again. And I did, and it was so fun. It was so fun. You first knit the back, and you increase some stitches, and then you pick up and knit the left front and the right front, or otherwise, I don't know which first. But I knit them at the same time, the second time. On my long circular needle, I picked up the stitches for this side and the stitches for that side, both with their own yarn skein. And then I knit them separately. Now you said, no, not separately. At the same time. That's the opposite. But it was, so they were identically, I guess. And that was very nice. And I did a little modification. When you pick up the stitches, you knit and you do some neckline increases, and at some point you join them. You're not knitting in the round, that's only there, but then you have left and right together, and you knit, and here you do some increases for your underarm. But and you have to, when you join left and right, you have to knit a few centimeters. And I shuffled that. I first knitted a few centimeters. I counted on my back how many rows I need for that centimeters. Then I counted how many rows I need to do all the increasing for the neckline. And I don't know the word for that. I did the math, and then I know when to start the neckline increases. At the latest point, I could start them before I was at this point. So it worked out pretty good, because I'm very happy with it. It isn't a very low neckline now, but it's also not very high. And this is perfect for me, because I have the space here, and I also have the warmth here. So I'm very, very happy, very pleased with how it worked out. I put my notes you can find on my Ravelry page. I will link down below. Okay. last week I immediately did the ribbing for the neckline because I want to know if that was okay, but I knitted with 2.75 millimeter needles, and it was a bit too wobbly, a bit too loose. I didn't like it. And also the pattern said to knit a folded neckline, and I didn't do that because I thought maybe it's too much for here. For the body, I tried 2.5 millimeter needles for the ribbing, and that was better. So I ripped out what I made here and I knitted again, and I did the folded neckline, and it's very, can you see it? Can you see it? I love it. I love the look of it. And I bound off my stitches and immediately connected them to my knitting stitches here, and I did it with an extra yarn over as an extra stretchy bind off because I was a bit afraid it would be too tight and my neckline would be high still. But I bound off as I do with the extra stretchy bind off, but then let me see, I picked up the extra stitch from the bottom and then I did the yarn over and then I did the bind off, I guess. And it worked out very nice. It is stretchy but not too loose, and it's perfect. So I'm very happy with it. I'm very happy with this sweater. Anyway, it is so lovely. I did knit the length for the crop. You have the Kerr sweater, has two versions. I made version 1. With some modifications, but and version 2 is with a narrower color work on the body and on the sleeves. I did the version with the big color work, and but I did the cropped length because I wear this sweater on my skirts or on dresses, and the crop length fits better than the length for version 1 in the pattern. It is a little bit cropped, a little bit short. When I put my arms up, you can see I always wear a black tank top under it. But I have the idea my breasts have to fit in the sweater. It's always, I wear it only for a few hours. I have the idea my sweater and my body always need a little bit time to get used to each other. So the yarn and the sweater wraps itself around my body, and oh, there are breasts. What should we do with these? And then after a few days, the fit is around my breast. Okay, you can put them in there. Then it's okay. I don't know if you recognize that. It's also, actually, it's quite a good idea, I guess, to put on your sweater when it's a little bit wet. It's almost dry after blocking, but a little bit wet for the perfect fit. But I didn't do that. And it will be okay. It is okay. But for my skirt, it's a little bit short. But a lovely lady is making 2 new dresses for me, and it will be perfect on these dresses, I'm quite sure. So, let's see. Oh, and the sleeves. I also did a modification for the sleeves. My collar work is quite tight. Not too tight. I love the fabric of it, but is it in comprehension? I don't know if you, but when I love the fabric of the single yarn, and I love the fabric of the double yarn with the color work, but the difference is a bit too big. So when I knitted the sleeve, I followed the pattern, and then the sleeves it are wide sleeves, but because this is quite tight, it gets a bit balloony, and it was too wide when I was at the ribbing, so I decreased quite a lot, and then you get the balloony sleeve, and I made the ribbing, and I thought I quite liked that balloony sleeve. I'm not a balloony sleeve person, but I quite liked it. Only it was too balloony. There was too much fabric, and I thought, what should I do for it? It's not what I want. It was too much fabric, so I had to knit the other sleeve. And I thought, should I make it more tapered? Do you say it like that? A fitted sleeve, because this is it is a sport weight sweater. It is not a thick sweater. It's quite thin, and I can see me wearing cardigans over this sweater in my house or as a jacket when I go outside. And when the sleeves is quite wide, the sleeves are quite wide. It's not nice to put a cardigan over it. So I thought, let's make the other one fitted and then decide what I will do. So I put in my numbers on the knitting calculator. I don't know. I think I saw it in a podcast. I don't know. I can't remember. But I used to do the calculation on my own with my notes. But this is so easy when you need some decreases or increases. And also a special part for the sleeve. So I knew this amount of stitches, and I checked other patterns and other sweaters how many stitches I want for the ribbing, because my first sleeve the ribbing was a bit too loose. I like 44 stitches, so I knew how many stitches this, and I know I want to go to 42, and I also knew the rows because I knitted the first sleeve and the length was fine, so I knew how many rows I would need. So I put that numbers in the knitting calculator, and then they say, oh, you have to do this decrease round every second round 8 times, every fourth round 6 times. I guess I put it in my Ravelry notes. I also will share the link to the knitting calculator. It was very useful to me. Then I made extra long ribbing. Oh, I have to sit still. Don't know if you can see it. Yes. Don't move. I love to wear my sweaters like this. I knitted 40 rows, knit 2, purl 2, and I love to wear it like this when I'm cold and I'm knitting or something, or under my cardigans, or when I go outside under my cardigans or under my coat. But when I'm busy doing the dishes or other stuff, I can pull them back, and I also love the look this way when it's this way. Oh, I don't know. Oh, it doesn't work. Ah, yes, there it is. So I knit the second sleeve, and I wasn't. There was a little part was bothering me, and that was this part. There was a little bump in it. After the color work, there was a little bump, and when I did more than 2 decreases that first round, it would be better, I guess. And now you see my elbow a bit in it. But then there was, I had 2 sleeves, and both were perfect to me. The balloony was too balloony, and here there was this little bump. But there was also, I was running out of time because the test knit ends. The pattern will be released in a few days, I guess. And I also want to be this a finished object because I want to wear it and I want to start a new project. So I think the best option to me was when I did an in-between sleeve. Also a little bit balloony, but then less fabric. I think that was the best option, but I didn't want to spend time on it. I didn't want to rip out and knit and rip out and knit and did a calculation. I felt no motivation for this. So I chose this sleeve, I ripped out the other, and I made this one, and it's perfect. Only this little bump. I blocked my sweater, and maybe I should have stretched out the color work a bit. I didn't do it. I just let it right flat, and I did this with my hands to put it nice and straight, but I didn't pin it. Maybe I can do that, but let's wear it. And when it is bothering me, I can always decide to knit the sleeves again. It will never happen, but I can tell myself right now. So I wear it. I love this pattern. It was so much fun. As I said, it never gets bored. The color work was, it was not an intuitive color work to me. It was a pay attention color work, but it was just what I needed because my head was full of all kind of stuff I had to do, and just knitting this color work was relaxing, and I need a focus, so I couldn't think of all the stuff I had to do. I just want to knit. I must say, when I was at the third part. So first I did this one, then that, and then that. When I didn't feel the I was very happy the color work was ended, because I don't know, I just want to knit. And yeah, I loved this sweater. There was so much fun in it, and the pattern, yeah, it was very clear and nice to me. So I loved it. The modifications I share in my Ravelry on my project page, and the pattern will be out. I don't remember the exact date, but it will be in November. So yeah, keep you check Rebecca and see, she will share it, and I will share it on Instagram too when it's ready. I did make pictures for me this morning wearing the sweater, so I will share them on Instagram too, and maybe a little video at the end of this episode. Maybe I will put it in. So absolutely one of my favorite sweaters, I guess, and I will wear it a lot. I really love the warmth of the non-superwash yarn. It's such a nice and cozy warmth, and it's such a warm woody layer. Oh, I love it, and yeah, it makes me very happy. So happy with this finished object. Okay, I have another finished object, actually two. I showed them last week. These lovely socks. Let me see. This is the one I finished. These socks aren't knit by myself completely, because these socks are for my Sock knit along. It was an idea I started in September 2021. I love the connection on Instagram and YouTube between all the knitters. I love the knitting community, and I also love I love it worldwide, but in Dutch it is, in the Netherlands it's also growing, and I love that, and I want to have a physic, yeah, what would you say? Something a physic experience to that connection. So I thought maybe when we could knit a stripe on each other's socks, and there are traveling socks, and everybody can add a stripe or two or three to your sock, and then you knit it. You knit together several socks, not only mine, several. So I cast it on a toe, and I put out a message. Is there anyone who wants to knit on my sock? And there were a lot of people, and a lot of other people also cast it on their toes, and all the traveling socks through the Netherlands and through Belgium, and all the people, and they may send some lovely packages with mini skeins and tea and chocolates and other little goodies, and it was such fun when you received a package in your mailbox, and I loved it. And one day there was a lady, she said, isn't it better to do it by yourself, because all the costs of the sending costs, and it has to go by car, and can't you find knitters in your neighborhood, and you can bring it when you are biking, or maybe a little car ride? And I love that idea. So I have had a coffee with two knitters in my neighborhood, which bring a sock to me or pick up a sock with me, and it was very, very nice, very connecting. So I loved it. But last month I organized a sock knit day in my hometown, and I would love to have my socks with me there. So the last person sent them to me, and then I decided I would finish the leg of the second sock by myself. Yes, there they are. And so also the Sock knit along is now finished for me. I will give it a bit of attention on Instagram next week, later this week, with a picture of my socks, and a little story about it, because it gives me a very warm feeling. I'm not sure what I will do with these socks. I have to block them. I weave in all the threads, all the yarn ends, and now I have to block them. And then I'm not sure if I want to keep them myself or if I want to give them to somebody. So I will put them away, and there will be a day, I know. So I love these stripy, scrappy socks and all the love other people put in it. So that was a very, very nice experience. If you are curious, you can check the hashtag sockconnectknit on Instagram, and you can see all the other socks, because there are still traveling socks. And yeah, it's very, very nice and very fun. Okay. Then I still have another sock on my needles, a white sport sock, and I'm not content with that sock. I have to change something, but I forget to pick it up, and it's not here, it's downstairs. So I will do that another time. But after I finished my sweater Saturday evening, I wanted to make a matchy headband. I love it when my headbands are matchy. Mainly my clothes aren't matchy at all. But they are a bit messy, and that's matchy because they are all messy. But I wear all the colors, and I wear what I like, and it's okay. Everybody should wear what she likes. But when I worked at school, I had a colleague. She was also the teacher of my children, and she was also very, very matchy, but not on an annoying way, but on a nice, inspiring way. And the little details, and when there was something brown, she would say to me, "Oh, the brown of your headband is coming back in your necklace," and that little details made her very happy. And when I have my other headband, my heatwear headband, is the same yarn as my Acer cardigan, and when I wear them together, I feel very matchy, as if my whole life is under control, and it's not. I like the feeling of that sometimes, so I thought, let's make a matchy headband, a black headband, which match my Kerr sweater. So let me grab it. Bit far away. This piece of art. I had a little bit of scrappy yarn. It's a mess. When I put it on a table in a museum, it would be art. The Failed Headband by Sarah. It's a Sarah. Okay. I want a quick fix. So I started with my yarn held double on 4mm needles, but it wasn't good. The fabric was too stiff, too thick, and also too white. It was way too white to be a nice headband. So that was not a good idea. I will rip that back, but I want to show it to you. And then the second try, I thought let's do it with one thread on 3mm needles, but I added a bit of lace, mohair long yarn lace. It's mohair and silk, and I thought that would be a good idea, but it wasn't. I don't like the look of it. I also made a mistake, but I love the rustic look of the yarn, and with the lace, the rustic look is gone away. I don't like it, so I will rip that out back. And then I thought, no matchy headband, maybe another black yarn. It is in my head now. I wear quite a lot of black, so a black yarn would be a good idea. But not this one. Let me put it in my bag, so then it looks like my table is only some nice plants and not all the mess. It's behind me. Nothing is what it's like on Instagram and YouTube. It's all social media. Don't forget, never forget. You only see the good stuff, the good part. And I also want to cast on another project, and I felt much more motivated. I wanted the headband, but I didn't feel motivated to knit it. But I thought, let's do it immediately, but otherwise it will never happen. But it also didn't happen. So now I cast it on my other cardigan. I was looking forward to that. I knit a cardigan in Alafos Lopi. I love it. It is colorway 85. It is a bit of beige, brown, heathered, and I was looking for a darker color, but Alafos was sold out everywhere, so this is what I could grab. And I also bought it by Now with a discount code. And I will make the Sunday cardigan by Petite Knit. It is on my list for quite a while. I love the big basic idea of the cardigan, no color work, just one color, and the pattern is knitted with yarn held together with some yarn and I think 2 threads of mohair. I'm not very mohairy. Oh, that sounds nice. I'm not very mohairy. I don't know. Maybe I didn't. Did I? I did knit myself a cardigan with mohair, but the fit was so horrible. It went to the thrift shop, and of course I regret a year later. But I don't know. I love the look. I love how it feels. It's very nice and soft and warm. And I did add mohair in my mystery knit along, and I love that. But I think I'm just, maybe I'm an itchy person. maybe I like the itchy part of yarn. So maybe it's my itchy side. So I decided to knit it in 1 thread of Alafos Lopi, and I cast it on last night. I love it. I love it. I love it. And there's a bit of something happening here. I will explain later. Is this the? Oh, this is the wrong side. The right side. Let's focus. Focus. Yes. At first you knit 10 centimeters of knit 1, purl 1, and then you can. The pattern says you can fold it double and sew it by hand when the cardigan is finished. And for a moment I thought, should I pick up the stitches immediately when I'm there, just like I did here? Because that's nicer and easier and neater. But I had a little doubt. I wasn't sure if I would like the look of that double folded color on the cardigan. I was not sure, and I thought when I pick up the stitches while knitting, I can't change it anymore. When I just leave it this way, I could decide later if I want it this way or maybe add even a few centimeters. Now I don't know, that's not, but there were more opportunities, so I decided to follow the pattern and do it when the cardigan is finished, when I can put it on, and then I can decide what I want. So I was trying something. I had a little problem. The pattern says when you knit all the first and the last stitch on the right side and you purl them on the wrong side, you will get a nice edging and there will nothing happening after it. You knit the button band in the pattern, and you will not have to pick, you don't have to pick up stitches adding a button band. It's just back and forth all the time. And I love neat edges. I love it. I love the little details that can make or break a knitted garment for me. But I didn't see it. Oh no, that's not, maybe I should better show you this one. It was a mess. It was all wobbly and not nice and neat. And I thought, what am I doing wrong? It is not nice and neat. And the pattern says it would be nice and neat. So I didn't understand. And then I do the Russian purl. I think when I knit ribbing, you call it combination knitting. So my stitches, my purl stitches are twisted on the needle. So I have to pick up the other side, the how do you say it? The other leg. I have to pick up the other leg when so they don't are twisted on your needle when you are knitting. So I thought, am I doing something right? I wasn't. I didn't. I had the idea I didn't, but because it looks so messy. So then I tried it for a few stitches. I did some slip stitch. I love the look of the slip stitch column when you but because of the yarn, it's quite thick yarn, the slip stitch were so big and loose, I didn't like it either. And then I still get the little bumps. They were annoying me, but I couldn't check on YouTube because I'm doing a little phone challenge with myself, and it ended this morning. I will keep going on. I did for 1 week, from Sunday till Sunday. I didn't use social media, and for me that are Instagram and YouTube, between 8 in the evening and 8 in the morning. I think a lot of people will recognize it. The phone and that little thing, which is always in your hand, is quite addictive. And I'm now at a point, I'm spending more time on my phone than I want. Because I think there are a lot of nice things on your phone and your internet. I love Instagram, I love YouTube, I love making pictures, I love sharing, I love the community, I love all that stuff. But I also feel the addiction. Our brain is like, we love new things, and it doesn't matter what, but if it's new, oh, we love it. I don't know how to say in English, but I think you all know what I mean. So I noticed a longing every time I want to check, and I check my phone all the time. Is there something new on the news? Is there a new message on Instagram? Did somebody reply to me on Instagram? Is there a new nice picture of that person on Instagram? Or on YouTube? Is there a new knitting podcast on YouTube? And it felt a bit restless and annoying. So I thought it's time to let that go. That behavior doesn't felt nice to me. I love the peace and quietness. And although when I checked my screen time on my phone, I thought, oh, I missed so many knitting time this day. So I thought, let's start easy. My phone, I don't use my phone in the evening and the early morning the most. I mostly do it on a daytime. But let's start easily with little steps to feel the success. So I put my phone away. Now, I don't check the news, don't check Instagram, don't check YouTube in the between 8 p.m. and 8 a.m. I don't want to put my phone away completely because I have 3 children. My son is 17. I have a 16-year-old daughter and a 13-year-old daughter. And the 13-year-old is always home in the evening. But the other 2, they are working and going to friends. And I want to have the possibility to communicate with them. So I can WhatsApp, I can phone them. So that's why I use my phone a little, but that's not. The most time goes to the social media apps and the news. So I skipped these for a whole week, and it's nice and quiet. I have some nice and quiet time in the evening, and it was lovely, and in the morning. And I will keep going doing that because always just before, now in the evening, I felt to pick up my phone. Oh no, I have a challenge. So, and it's okay. It's not hard to do it. And I don't check my phone before I go to bed. So I go to bed sooner. You know, there's always a moment you decide I go to bed, and then you clean up your mess, and you put away your knitting stuff, and I put my phone on our desk. I never bring it to my bedroom. It's always downstairs. So I put my phone to the desk, and I always check, and 15 minutes later, 30 minutes later, and that's so, I don't want it. And also in the morning, my phone is downstairs. So at first I take a shower, and I put my clothes on, and then I come downstairs, and the first thing I do, I do pet my dog. hello, and I put on some lights, and then I check my phone. But it's an easy peasy start of the day, and then bam, everything is coming in, all the things happening in the world, and all the nice stuff, and all the sad stuff, and all the stupid stuff, and I don't want that on my early day. So now I'm starting easy and in my little bubble, and it's okay, and it's nice and quiet. Okay, I heard someone coming in downstairs, and I don't expect someone already, so I don't know who that is, but we shall see. I'm upstairs. So I will do that again a little bit, but there were only in the weekend. In the weekend, I'm always got up early before 6. Also in the weekend, I love that. It's my quiet time, and now I wasn't allowed to check YouTube, but that's actually a nice moment. Everybody's asleep, and I am knitting, and then I watch a YouTube episode from a knitting podcast, and I love that. So I will start doing that again. And also in the evening, I'm not sure. I don't love television. I did watch a Netflix series last week, and it was okay, but I prefer knitting podcasts. And my family, I love to watch a series with my husband. Now and then, but we don't have the same taste, and sometimes we enjoy something together, but he and my children, they are loving more exciting stuff. I don't love all the violence and all the noise and blah. So when they are watching something and I don't like it, I can watch a podcast, I guess. But yesterday evening I had my knitting problem, and I couldn't check YouTube because of my challenge. That was what I wanted to say. But I have this, my knitting Bible. I have a few, and I never use it. I have it, but I never use it. And then I thought I can check it there. The Principles of Knitting from June Hammonds Hyatt. So I found on this page a part about selvages, and then the explanation, because I was looking for a neat selvage, but there isn't a neater selvage than I do. There was a stockinette selvage, and that's, I don't know if it will focus when I'm looking. Maybe that selvage it is, and the other one is a chain selvage, but it's too loose with a thick yarn. So there was an explanation about the selvage, and that there still are little bumps and why they are there, and there are a few other suggestions, but not suggestions from me. So it was okay. I could think, okay, it's okay, then I accept, and it won't be as neat as I want, but it's okay, and I'm okay with that. So I will rip out this little thing, and then I will pick up all my work and will knit this again. And I'm looking forward to have this nice warm cardigan. And this is a cardigan which I can imagine I would wear over my sweater. I don't know. It's a bit exciting. An unknown visitor. And then I have 2 warm woolen layers. It was quite cold in the Netherlands last weekend, and I think it's now getting better, but it's always quite cold in our house because I'm the only one at home. How do you say it? in day. In Dutch we say overdag. When it's day, when my family is going to school and work, I'm at home and I love all the wooden layers. So it's okay when it's quite cold. And in the evening we put on the fire and then it's nice and cozy. So I will knit on that one. And I also want to cast on some socks. I was very spoiled for my birthday and my children, the skein is a bit of a mess, I'm sorry, but my children gave me this yarn. And it is from a Dutch indie dyer, a Dutch dyer. José is her name, Atelier Sopra. And you can see the color is chocolate. I love it. It is chocolate and I'm a big chocolate lover. So I love this chocolate sock yarn and it's very nice. But I have another skein. I think I showed it once and it's waiting for quite a while. It was a gift to me from another Dutch dyer, Bad Kettle Yarn, and this is caramel fudge. So it's quite a lovely combination. But last week I thought I had a happy accident while knitting socks. I made a mistake. I knitted 10 rows fewer 10 rows less than I normally do, and the fit was quite better. So now all my socks are a little bit too big. So I will knit 2 pairs of socks and then I will make the perfect fitting socks for me. This one will be first, and I will make a plain sock because I think the colors are beautiful, and I will also make the toes and the heel in the same yarn, but I will add ribbing in another color, I guess. So I will start this one, and then I don't know what I will do with these. This one will also be a pair of socks, but maybe, I don't know. I was on a birthday from the daughter from friends. It's a little girl, it's a 12-year-old. It was her 12th, I don't know. No, we were celebrating her 12th birthday. And she is very knit worthy. She loves my knitwear, and I knitted her and her family socks a few years ago, and they wear them all the time over their socks as house socks, I guess. And she told me her socks were too small, but there was no way I could knit her a pair of socks. I decided I will not do it again because it takes too much time. But then we were at her party and she was wearing a dress and a panty and also the socks I made her 3 or 4 years ago, and they were way too small. I said, oh no, they are so small. Yeah, but I like them so much. I said, no, this you can't wear these anymore. So I called my husband, he would come later, and I said, will you put all my hand knitted socks in a bag and take it with you? And he said, why? I said, you will see. Okay, so he came at the birthday, and at first he was making a joke with me because he had no bag with him. I said, where's the bag? He said, I was walking in the park and someone ripped it out of my hands and now it's gone. And that's you. He knows me too well. That would be a nightmare. A bag ripped out, when a thief would rob your bag with all your hand knit socks. But he made a joke and he was laughing, so I didn't believe him, but it was very mean. He tried to scare me. But I said to the little girl, I said, okay, here are all my hand knit socks. I will check if there is a pair I can give to you. But I'm emotionally connected to the most of them, so I put out no, not these, so not these, and she was laughing. You can give away your socks, he said. And then I had a pair. Some socks I have a special feeling with the yarn because it remembers me to a special occasion, or it was a gift from someone to me. And then there are special patterns, and there are all special ways. And then I had a pair. The yarn was nice, but not very. It was a commercial sock yarn given to me by Lang Yarns when I worked for them, and I can remember when I knitted them in the summer holiday, not last summer holiday, but 2021, I guess. And I loved the fit because they were very long, and I loved the colors. But I had wear them last week, so I said they are not clean. I have wear them a few days ago, and she said, "Oh, that's okay." And she had the same size. She has the same size as I have. So she put them on, and they were so nice on her, and she was so happy. And it's so. I thought, oh, it's nice to give it away. I was a bit afraid I couldn't give my socks away because I want to keep them. But when I saw her happiness, it felt very good and very nice. So she put them on and was very happy, and so I am very happy. And I still have a lot of socks, but I can add 2 pair to my sock collection. I love the colors. So I guess I do have a birthday gift. I had the phone and the sock yarn and chocolate, and also I received this from my husband, and I didn't knew this exists until a few weeks ago. This is a neck light for reading or knitting or crocheting, and I need this in my life. But I was surprised. I saw this on someone's Instagram, a Dutch knitter, Sanne from Choicraft. She shared. I thought she was gifted such a lamp, such a light, and she shared it in her stories, and I was, I need that. And so I shared it too, and everybody replied, I have it. And I didn't knew it exists. So it was, I thought I knew all the gadgets in knitting and crocheting were familiar to me. I know I don't have all the gadgets, and I don't need all the gadgets, but this one I didn't knew, and I need it. So I told my husband, and he gave it to me, and I was very lovely. And later I received another one from my friends, but one of my friends is also a crafter, also a knitter and crocheter, so she kept it herself, and I can buy knitting needles for it. So I'm very happy with that one. Okay, I think I told you enough for this week. Next week I will pay some attention to Advent, because I think it's almost first Sunday of Advent and almost end of November, so beginning of December. I don't have any Advent calendars. I will tell you more about it next week. But I put on my Christmas sweater I knit last year, the Festive Yoke sweater from Skeindir. I knitted it in 2 weeks last year before Christmas, and I can tell you a lot about it, and I will do it next week. I will put it on. But it's a very special sweater, and I want to knit it. I want to knit a cardigan also, and I have these yarns. Oh, they are screaming to me. Make a festive yoke cardigan of us. Make it, make it, make it. But I'm a bit done with all the knitting deadlines. I had the test knit, I had the mystery knit along, I had some other deadlines. I'm done with the deadlines. I just want some easy peasy knitting and no deadlines. But I do want to do something in the Advent period because it's nice and something festive, and I am thinking of starting the cardigan, and without the need to finish it before Christmas, but start it and then maybe put it away till next year. I don't know if I can do it. I'm a bit afraid when I start it, I want to finish it. So I will tell you about it next week. We will chat about Advent a little bit. Okay, I will check my computer if it's already ready for this professional podcast setting with all the focus and the light. And let's see. I hope it won't take too much time, so I can knit on my Sunday cardigan. I wish you a very nice week. Thank you for all the lovely messages. I try to keep up with them, but there's no way I can do it right now. It's too busy in my life, and course I can reply them, but then I have less knitting time, and I don't want to have less knitting time, and I'm sure you all understand. But I read every comment and every reply, and I love it, and you are all so sweet, and you make me really enjoy making these episodes, this podcast, also in English. It was quite a hard struggle in the beginning because of my perfectionism, but now I'm enjoying it a lot, really a lot. So, and that's also thanks to all your lovely messages. So thank you, and I wish you very much nice knitting and crochet time.